The 2025-26 season is still young, but these teams have already crashed hard. Can you believe how quickly things turn in football? One minute you're flying high, untouchable, dreaming of trophies. The next, you're staring at the abyss, wondering where it all went wrong. The 2025-26 campaign has been brutal proof that a season is a merciless marathon, not some short sprint. Teams that looked destined to crush everyone have suddenly plummeted off a cliff, leaving fans heartbroken and rivals smirking. Today, we're diving deep into the pain, the 7 clubs that exploded out of the gates but have since collapsed in spectacular, gut-wrenching fashion. Buckle up, because some of these will shock you. And yes, there are multiple Premier League giants in free fall. Guess who in the comments? You won't believe number 1. 1. Liverpool. From untouchable kings to title race ghosts. Remember the euphoria? Liverpool, the defending champions, stormed through the first 5 Premier League match days like an unstoppable force. 5 wins from 5, including that massive statement victory over Arsenal. They sat pretty at the top with a 5-point lead, unbeaten, imperious. Fans were already engraving the trophy again after their incredible summer business. But oh, how the mighty have fallen. It's heartbreaking. Fast forward, and the Reds are languishing in 8th, a staggering 8 points off the pace. 5 defeats in their last 6 league games? That's not a blip, that's a nightmare. They're now as close to the relegation scrap as they are to leaders Arsenal. The title dream? Shattered. We dared to hope after those thrilling back-to-back wins over Aston Villa and Real Madrid, but that humiliating 3-0 thrashing by Manchester City right before the break? It ripped our hearts out. Nothing's changed. The fire's gone. How did this happen to the team that looked invincible just weeks ago? 2. Napoli. Conte's superstars stumbling in Serie A and Europe. Antonio Conte's Napoli, the Scudetto kings, who added absolute superstars like Kevin De Bruyne and Rasmus Højlund to an already lethal squad. After 6 match days, they ruled Serie A. Top of the table, 5 wins, pure dominance. This was supposed to be a new era of total Italian supremacy. Yet, here we are, watching in disbelief as they slip to 4th, scraping just 2 wins from their last 5 league outings. The pain spills into Europe too. Only 1 Champions League victory in 4, capped by that soul-destroying 6-2 hammering from PSV. Automatic knockout qualification? Hanging by a thread. Conte's men look lost, the magic evaporated. What happened to the team that had us all convinced they were untouchable? 3. AS Monaco, the PSG challengers who faded into mid-table mediocrity. For the first time in years, it felt real. Monaco were finally going to push PSG all the way. 5 games in, top of Ligue 1, 4 wins, electric form that had everyone buzzing about a proper title fight. The excitement turned to despair so fast. Now 6th, after a dreadful run, just 2 victories in 7 league games. Europe piles on the misery. 1 win in 4 Champions League matches, stuck at 19th in the phase. Automatic knockouts? Basically impossible. That early promise? Crushed. Monaco had our hopes sky high, only to break them. They desperately need to rediscover that spark, or this season becomes another forgotten what if. 4. Crystal Palace. FA Cup heroes to Premier League strugglers. Palace were the surprise package everyone loved. After 6 match days, 3rd in the Premier League, unbeaten, including that epic upset over reigning champions Liverpool, who hadn't dropped a point before. Fresh off winning the FA Cup and Community Shield, top 4 seemed inevitable. Champions League at Selhurst? We believed. Reality hit like a truck. Now 10th after 11 games. Only 1 win in their last 5. The invincible vibe? Gone. The Eagles soared so high, only to plummet. Did they just need Liverpool on the fixture list every week to fly again? It's agonizing watching such a good feel story turn sour.
5. Bournemouth. The Cherries' dream run turns nightmare. This one hurt the underdog lovers. After match week 8, Bournemouth were sitting pretty in 3rd place in the Premier League with just 1 defeat all season and a goal difference that had fans dreaming of Europe. Antoine Semenyo was absolutely on fire up front, banging in goals for fun, and Andoni Iraola's high-pressing, relentless style had everyone calling it the next Nottingham Forest fairy tale, a plucky South Coast side punching way above their weight against the big boys. But oh, how the mighty, or not so mighty, have fallen. Fast forward a few weeks, and they've slumped all the way to 9th, scraping together just 2 wins in their last 7 outings. Those back-to-back hammerings, conceding a brutal 7-1 aggregate in consecutive games, exposed defensive frailties that no one saw coming early doors. From heroes storming the table to humbled mid-tablers fighting for scraps. That early season magic had us all dreaming big. How on earth do you bounce back from that kind of emotional whiplash? 6. PSG. The reigning Champions League and Ligue 1 kings, PSG kicked off like an absolute machine. 5 straight wins across all competitions, scoring for fun and looking utterly untouchable. No one bats an eyelid when they dominate France, it's expected with that star-studded squad. But this felt different, like they were finally clicking under Luis Enrique post-Mbappé era. Dig a bit deeper though, and the cracks are glaringly obvious. They've dropped points in 5 of their next 11 games, relying on dramatic injury time winners not once, but twice to scrape results that should have been comfortable. Without those late heroics, we're talking a measly 4 wins in 11. That's relegation form in any top league. They're still perched atop Ligue 1, sure, but only because the competition is softer than a baguette left out overnight. Throw this shaky run into the Premier League or Serie A cauldron, you'd be staring at mid-table mediocrity, no question. Liverpool's recent dip saw them plummet from 1st to 8th with far better underlying stats. Injuries to key players like Dembele and Barcola have hurt, but no one's really talking about how these supposed giants are wobbling on their perch. Thank goodness for Ligue 1's forgiving cushion, or this falloff would be front-page catastrophic. Can they steady the ship in the Champions League knockouts? Or is the pressure finally exposing the post-superstar fragility? 7. Barcelona, the unbeaten start that slipped into chaos. 8 games unbeaten across all competitions. Hansi Flick's Barcelona looked genuinely reborn, playing fluid, attacking football that had the Camp Nou, or Montjuic at least, rocking again. Flawless defending, lethal in transition, ready to conquer La Liga and Europe once more after years of turmoil. Then came the brutal slide. Just 4 wins in their last 8 matches, clinging to second in La Liga while languishing in a precarious 11th in the new Champions League phase, one bad result away from missing automatic knockout qualification altogether. Last-gasp winners against Girona, controversial overturned goals in dramas like the Club Brugge clash. It could have been even worse without those slices of luck. Injuries to absolute stars like Ter Stegen, Arago, and a rotating cast have decimated the squad, turning a strength into a glaring weakness. The high line gets exposed weakly, midfield control evaporates under pressure, and suddenly that early dominance feels like a distant memory. This isn't a total collapse yet, but the warning signs are screaming louder than a vuvuzela at a World Cup. Can Flick claw back momentum and dominate again? Or is the cliff edge closer than anyone at the club wants to admit? One more dip and the critics will be out in full force. Football's cruel, huh? These teams started the season like absolute champions, leaving us breathless with hope and wild predictions, only to deliver gut-wrenching heartbreak in a matter of weeks. The beautiful game gives with one hand and slaps you with the other. That's why we love it, right? Which of these collapses stings you the most? Bournemouth's fairy tale shatter, PSG's quiet wobble, or Barca's chaotic slip? Any others I've missed that deserve the spotlight? Maybe a sneaky one from Serie A or the Bundesliga? Drop them in the comments below. Let's discuss the pain together and commiserate over this roller coaster season. If this emotional whirlwind hit you as hard as it hit me, smash that like button, subscribe right now for more raw, no-holds-barred breakdowns, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. We're deep in this marathon together. Turn on notifications, join the community, and let's keep the conversation going strong.